Welcome back to DXB today. Tonight we're talking all things, are we enough? We're talking about motivation, of course a little bit of life coaching as well, which is why our next guest is a kids life coach. Now she is empowering children from an early age. It's fantastic, especially when it comes to self-belief. Welcome to the show, Gigi Alaqqad. How are you, Gigi?
Thank you for having me.
Well, we're so happy to have you here and all the toys you've brought in, but we'll talk about that very, very shortly. First of all, I'm really interested to learn more about your journey because you're one of these people, and funnily enough, we were talking about it with Ajit, you left a corporate job and corporate world to get into coaching children. Tell us about that.
Yes, it was such a rewarding yet painful journey. I was in project management for over 10 years. I've worked between Dubai and the US, but I think after becoming a mom, obviously your priorities shift a bit. But also I feel like deep inside, I knew my purpose was different. I knew what I was doing was not really my passion and purpose in life. I loved being around kids. I've always used to volunteer with kids-related activities, nonprofit organization where I would focus on being with the kids. And I also always had that fulfillment of being service and help to others, either family, friends, or strangers. So I just knew I wanted to do something different. And after having kids, I went into kids life coaching.
I love it.
Yes.
Can you tell us a little bit more about kids life coaching? So we were discussing with Ajit earlier about, the rise of cyberbullying and social media and phones and how everything is just so in your face with kids. I remember growing up so sheltered. I had no clue what was happening beyond the age of 15. I just didn't have access. But now with all of this, what do kids suffer from in your work?
Definitely. So with kids life coaching, I focus on life skills. So basically it's teaching kids life skills, helping them understand and learn life skills to just basically help them to navigate through challenges that they go through in life. So I always say it's not solely for people who have a challenge or have a problem. It's literally for every human to have the necessary life skills to go through day-to-day challenges. But I've noticed that kids mostly come to me with challenges with emotional regulation, self-confidence, a bit of anxious sort of work that we do together, and a lot of mindset and outlook sort of work. I feel that children do kind of have a lot of that negative self-talk lately, and that does definitely go back to the whole of being around social media and comparing themselves to others and being in a society where there's a lot going on. So having that feeling of wanting to fit in.
Wow, I have a 3 and a 6-year-old, so really young kids. They haven't seen social media yet. What is it something that I could do with my kids as a parent that will allow me to have them build some initial confidence and self-awareness for themselves?
Yeah, and I think for parents, because I'm a parent as well, I have a almost 4 and a 6.5 as well, so very similar to you. At home, I definitely focus so much on connection versus achievement, because it's not really all about the outcome of something or the result of something, but it's kind of celebrating the small wins and praising the efforts being done versus just kind of the outcome of something, which is why for me having that connection with the child and being able to build an environment that's safe where they are comfortable to share their feelings, comfortable talking to you and telling you even if they did something wrong, even if a mistake happened, being able to fully express and communicate that to you, knowing that they'll find that safe, comfortable place with you at home. And that's where it really starts, honestly.
Gigi, I want to ask you a little bit about giving validation, because in our generation, I don't know how it was for you guys, but growing up in an Indian family, our parents were pretty tough on us. They may not always praise us, but they'll be the first ones to let you know when you've done anything to even mildly disappoint them. So I do the opposite, because I feel like as an adult, a lot of the times I'm seeking that validation that I didn't get as a child. So I have a 7-year-old daughter, by the way, and I'm a single mom. So her dad and I almost overcompensate for the fact that she's growing up in a single parent household. Every day I tell her she's the smartest, funniest, most beautiful child ever. I just want to know, where can we strike the balance between giving them validation at the same time, being a bit realistic with them, because you don't want to raise, I don't know, like self-indulgent narcissist.
Right.
How do you find that balance?
Yeah. No, of course. Which is why it's very important, I believe, to make them aware that we're all different, right? They're different than their friends. They're different than their siblings. They're different than their cousins or whoever that is. Because our differences make us who we are, makes us special, make us unique. So which is why I love always to focus on the unique qualities, on the strength of the child, regardless of what challenges they might be going through. But specifically focusing on the differences, that also will make them realize and feel that you are different and you might not be perfect in some things, but you have certain qualities and strength in a lot of different areas. And that's also what we do in coaching, is we don't want to make them feel that they have a problem to fix. We want to make them feel that you have a lot of strength and unique qualities, and through that we can help you work through your challenges, work through any concerns you have.
I want to know what you've brought these in for, because and the reason why I ask is because I have these at home because they are excellent, but I want to know how they're involved in your work.
Yes, of course.
Why do you have these in your room, Katie?
Because I have my nieces and nephews live here, and I actually just picked it up, I don't know, kind of on the off chance, play around in the swimming pool, whatever, but they change colour, but
Yeah,
there
they
must be a reason
do.
you brought it in, not just
Yes.
for me to play with.
In coaching, this is like one of my favorite tools probably. So it's called the switch pitch ball.
Okay.
And how it works, I'm gonna flip it. It flips color.
Did you see that? It changed colour. Wait, I'm going to straight down my camera and I'm going to see if I can do it. Oh, okay. I'm sorry, here it is. Oh, yeah!
Yes, you
What
did
does that
it.
mean?
Okay, so how I like to explain it is that in our life, we have our outside world. So everything happening on the outside. So let's say our friend said something that was mean to us, or we were planning to go to the pool but it started raining. Things that basically happen on the outside that we cannot change or control. They always ask a child, can you control what comes out of your friend's mouth? Can you control that your sister likes to do different things than you? We cannot control these things. But on the inside color are your inside world, things you can control yourself, like your thoughts, your behavior, your choices, your interests. And in coaching, that's what we work on. That's what we focus on. Things we can change, we can control on our own. We cannot change people. We cannot change things that we don't have a hand in. But we can work on ourselves, on the way we think, our actions, our choices. Which is why I love using it, because it has a lot of meaning, and we can do a lot of different activities and exercises just using this little ball here.
I wonder if I can use it with my nieces and nephews from now on. Probably not.
Probably not. I actually think you use them more than them.
Okay.
Yeah, right.
I feel this tool is very applicable to adults as well.
Yes.
We all sometimes get externally
Yeah.
attached to what
100%.
people are saying versus what is true to us.
Exactly.
100%.